What's that? No opening tune? That is because it's episode 50. It's the New Year's special of the Garden Sessions, gardensessions.co.uk. Contact us at podcast@gardensessions.co.uk. I'm Jack Foster, and joining me, well, I say as always, one of them not as always because it's the festive period, but it's the blood, sweat and tears of the folk scene. Talking, of course, of Frank Burkitt, David Angles Gimble, and Chris Silver.
Working our fingers to the very bone.
We're available in the Music Well, musicwell.co.uk, from the Radio Britfolk and 98.8 FM in the Edinburgh area. That's Leith FM. Frank, what is coming up in this bumper New Year special? Happy New Year, listeners, by the way.
Happy New Year. It's a storming lineup. We've got Song of the Year, Dave's Angle of the Year, Moment of the Year, Feature of the Year, all chosen by the four of us sitting here.
It's the best show of the year.
There's also without a doubt, it's
a retrospective. It's not a clip show. It's a retrospective.
No, don't accuse us of laziness.
Oh no. We've got a satellite link up from across the globe. Tom Harland was speaking to us from the bottom of a mountain somewhere in New Zealand.
And we've got the listener's choice as well.
And that we do as chosen by you,
the most important song on the show. What will it be?
Jack, what is your Song of the Year?
Well, we'll get started. My Song of the Year was the first song that we played after last New Year's special. We began 2007 with it in many ways. Paul McKenna Band, Take My Hand.
I'll watch your back and keep it true. I'll make you mine. We'll struggle through, and before you crack, your fortune's true. So take my hand, take my hand, take my hand, take my hand. I'll make a stand for once and all. I'll sacrifice with no remorse. Before I'm through, I'll walk hand in hand with you. Take my hand, take my hand, take my hand, take my hand. So take my hand, take my hand, take my hand, just take my hand, oh, take my hand, take my hand, take my hand, just take my hand.
Scottish and in love. That was Paul McKenna with Take My Hand, Jack's Song of the Year.
A sterling
The song
choice.
that
Worthy
sums
choice.
up 2007 for Jack Foster.
Worthy
There we go.
choice.
A fantastic
Very
song.
good song.
We're going to move over to Dave now, who has his moment of the year.
Ooh, what was your
My moment of the
Dave?
year was really all-encompassing Knockengork in September, but I've picked out a particular clip, as I did last year, of Frank saying something a bit silly.
That's
Thank
always
you,
worthwhile.
Dave. Thank you for that.
Imagine.
We're listening to Alton. I'm here with Frank and his lovely lady Cara.
Well,
How are you enjoying it, Frank?
well, what can I say? Alton, 5 special talents, just playing the festival dream.
That was the one that lived on for all of us since Knockengork.
I'd suffered a bit. I was under the influence of
What was that? 5 special talents.
Playing
the festival dream.
But I think
Spontaneous, just came out.
as funny as it was, we have to move on to yet another special talent.
It just keeps going. It's New
Silver,
Year.
Tell us what your angle of the year was.
My angle of the year is
I think you should tease David because he's not telling us what his is.
No,
He won't give us any hints.
I already know what.
It
It should be a
involves-
New Year's resolution,
it
Dave, to give more
involves
hints.
7
Yes.
ships and a
so,
sitar.
so it's Pentangle, the house.
Oh, there
Carpenter.
isn't a piece of paper. Yeah, sorry.
He's quick on the uptake. You're fighting
Very
him
good.
at his own game
Pentangle
here.
and House Carpenter.
I see bright hills that tell, my dear, where you and I must go. I wish I was back to my house, Carpenter. I'm sure he would treat me well, but here I am in the raging sea, and my soul is bound for hell.
It's being told from the point of view of a woman. She's saying she could have been the king's third son's wife. She could have married him, but he was a fine young man. But she decided she'd marry a carpenter instead. She's obviously a bit regretful though, because she's saying he's a noisy man. She's not that happy.
Who, the carpenter?
Yeah, the
You
carpenter
should have
is loud
expected
and
that if
brash
you're going to marry a
and gruff,
carpenter.
You take what comes with the territory.
which is hammering and sawing, and
Carpenting.
it's a noisy
Into the night.
profession.
Basically, you're looking at Carpenter building a table. King's third son just buying you a table. Maybe that the carpenter's made. Ooh,
Well,
that would be weird.
he
wouldn't it?
says, well,
Yeah, but
I've
think
got
of the sentimental value the table would have if it was made for you.
Yeah, definitely. You could carve it your own shape and stuff.
this is true.
Well, you wouldn't have to go to those lengths. A table, just a personal. Dave, what happened next?
Right. The song goes on, and she said, and the king's son replies, "No, I've got 7 ships. They're coming to get you. They're
7?
coming to pick you up, and you'll be in command of all the ships." And she dresses up in her best clothes. and
This
she
is
sort
going to
of-
lead to
She
trouble.
talks
What about
herself
the
up like
carpenter?
he's
Is he all right with this?
that's it.
He's busy making a
I mean,
chair.
she says to her children, stay and keep your father company. So she doesn't even want the children either.
So she leaves the children and the carpenter.
She does.
I
Indeed.
think they're better off without her by the sounds
Yeah, I
of
think
things.
so. Single parent,
Anyway,
The
she
carpenter-
must be tough. He's got to carve them chairs. He's got to get the food on the table now. He's there.
She gets her glad rags
start
on.
making tables and
She
stuff.
dresses herself up. Are we
Putting
getting on with
things
this?
on
Stop talking about carpentry for a minute. And they've not gone long before she starts feeling a bit regretful. She starts crying. She's missing her kids. She's
Idiot.
and then all of a sudden the ship springs a leak.
Oh, you
It's
look
okay,
at that.
There's a spare 6.
That's true. There is.
Yeah.
So anyway,
But apparently, I don't know. Something's happened to the other 6 as well, because they're far away from shore. They're in the middle of nowhere, and
wait a
they
minute.
can't be
They
saved.
took 7 ships.
I know.
7.
I know.
So there's got to be a quite obvious moral coming out of this.
If you make bad choices and do bad things, then it'll catch up with you.
That's not good
It
enough,
is.
Dave.
That's what it is.
Rubbish.
She makes a bad choice to go, and she does a bad thing
No,
by
that's not
by-
moral. You're just stating the
I
obvious.
think what you really meant to say, Dave, is you can have
What
all the
goes
gold
around
and
comes
silver
around.
in the world, but love is priceless.
What goes around
Yes.
comes around.
You can't put a price on love.
What goes around
That's
comes
the
around.
moral.
Right. Okay.
What goes around
That'll do.
comes around.
Yeah, she's mean, so
Dave.
she dies.
Dave.
Dave.
That was Silver's
Dave.
angle choice of the year. It was a good fun angle, actually. It was the House Carpenter Pentangle.
It was fun. I enjoyed that.
Poor moral
angle
from you there,
immensely.
Dave.
No, it was a good moral. It was a fine moral. There's nothing
Frank's
wrong
moral
with
was
it.
better.
Mine
No,
was
no, no,
far
no.
better. It should be
Far
called
better.
Frank's
Hold
angle.
on, hold on a second. I'm
We're
just
off
trying to
again.
suggest
Oh, God.
that maybe there's a bit of karmic reference involved in the song, and there is. So there
Anyway,
you go.
Before we get stuck into the House Carpenter again,
Yeah, we did it. We've done it once.
Well,
We
you
played the clip.
enjoyed it, but you don't want to have to sit through it again. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just really keen to hear Frank's feature of the year.
Well, I'm glad you asked.
What is it, Frank?
Silver.
What is your feature of the year?
My
Frank?
feature of the year, Brecon, Wilkinson and Martin at the Edinburgh Festival, St Bride's. It was a cracking gig.
It was a hell of an interview as well, if I
was.
remember.
He does get quite feisty when you put a microphone under his mouth. But it was a thoroughly enjoyable evening. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and let's kick into that now.
Well, it's Wednesday, the 22nd of August. I'm at St Bride's Acoustic Music Centre, venue 123 of the Edinburgh Festival Fringe. I've got 3 words. Brecon, Wilkinson, Martin. Well, I've got Sandy Brecon with me here. That was a great show, Sandy.
Thanks very much.
Did you feel it went well?
Well, it's always good to make it through to the end. Sometimes I don't. I just fall over.
You've been a busy man.
I have been quite busy recently. I was over in Sweden with Pete Clark playing at it was a folk festival. It should have been called a fiddle festival. Bloody Swedish fiddlers everywhere. Fiddle, diddle, diddle. And you know what? They all play the same tunes. That's what it sounded like to me. Anyway, they probably think about the same amount of music. No, it was very nice, very nice. And it was very rural and rustic and, out in the country and Swedish girls. And anyway, I better not continue.
Well, you've got Ronan Martin there. He's an amazing fiddler. How did you meet him?
He is almost Swedish girl looking. He's tall, he's blonde, and he's a pretty boy. Yeah, he's ridiculously tall actually. He's about 6.5 foot. He makes me feel like a midget, and I'm 6'2". Well, I thought I was 6'2". Actually, I'm 184 centimetres, which I only found out recently is 6'1". I don't know where I made that dreadful mistake somewhere along in my life. Anyway, you're asking about Ronan. Let's talk about me. No, Ronan got the biggest clap of the night, and it's really awful because he said nothing and he just goes fiddle diddle diddle in the background. Me and Ewan do all the hard work, but he got the longest clap of the night, so we're a bit pissed off really.
And Ewan Wilkinson there on the guitar, he wrote some of his own tunes, very good tunes. What do you think of them? Do you like them?
Sorry, Ewan who? Oh, that's the other guy. Yeah,
the guy who plays guitar in your band.
Yeah.
I'd got it wrong there.
Yeah, well, he's alright. No, I just try and slag him off as much as possible, but I'm losing my touch really. I wasn't slagging him off tonight as much as I normally do, but getting a bit tired. But anyway, I need to think of some new wisecracks for him. But no, he's great. He's from the Borders, which he might mention 73 times during the course of a show, and he usually sings about 75% of Border songs. But apart from that, it's an alright. No, he's great. He's brilliant. I love his voice. And me and Ewan met a few years ago in a pub, actually. A pub he used to play in called the Ensign Yurt, which recently sacked me. But I'm not going to hold that against them. I was actually in there last week for the first time in a year, and it took them to the end of the night to throw me out, so that was quite good.
It's the Garden Sessions New Year special, a retrospective of the best bits of 2007. That was Frank's feature of the year.
Oh, it was so much fun.
Sandy Brecon.
So much fun.
He sounds a bit mad though.
Well, it was a good laugh. But his fiddler did get the biggest clap of the night.
You sounded a little bit put off when he didn't know, or seemed not to know who Ewan Wilkinson
Yeah, no,
was.
he completely threw me. I was sitting there because I knew for a fact it was Ewan Wilkinson. I said, Ewan Wilkinson, your guitarist, and for a minute I actually thought he had forgotten the name of his own guitarist.
But he hadn't, of
He was
course.
just japing.
Silver, as we move on, what was your track of the year?
Track of the year? Well, it was obviously very difficult to decide.
so
2007, what a year for folk.
But eventually you came to a decision.
I did come to a decision, and we're about to hear my decision, which is Karine Polwart, Better Things.
Fantastic song, yes.
I'm sure.
$10,000 years of big ideas distilled into a billion fears. A grand design, a shiny rocket, a bullet in a bully's pocket. So mesmerized by particles, we disregard the articles, the ones we wrote to keep the peace, sullied now in blood and greed and grease. And is this the best that we can do? Oh, I can think of better things, can't you? With the devil's pitchfork in our hands, we turn a night to foreign lands to demonstrate our just dominion and iterate our just opinion. Yet these These are the hands that fix the bones, the ones that build with sticks and stones. These are the hands that plant the tree, the ones that pull the newborn baby free. And is this the best that we can do? Oh, I can think of better things, can you? For now we deal with those for whom a life is but a carnal tomb, in which the darkness holds no power, neither does the final hour. We may lament the deadly art of tiny atoms torn apart, of visions that we can't return, and future fires in which we fear we'll burn. Yet this is the art of those before, who found a cure within the core, the noble mind behind the ray that eased our earthly pains away. So is this the best that we can do? Oh, I can think of better things, can't you? Is this the best that we can do? Oh, I can think of better things, can't you? 10,000 years of big ideas distilled into a billion fears, a grand design, a shiny rocket, a bullet in a bully's pocket. Is this the best that we can do? Oh, I can think of better things, can't you? Yes, I can think of better things that hands can make and hearts can sing.
I'm sure listeners will agree that that is a wonderful track for 2007. What a year. We're going to move on now. Jack,
you sure that was your choice?
I don't really think in years though, so I mean it's a bit.
No, Silver thinks in the here and now.
I think in the here and now.
I think he thinks in
speaking
decades.
of thinking in the here and now, we are just about to hear Jack's moment of the year.
My moment of the year.
A moment that sums up all the moments of 2007.
Well, no, it's just another moment of Frank.
Me again.
I thought this was one of Frank's finest moments through the year.
Am I just a highlight of everyone's year?
I think it might be that way.
Is that what's happening here?
This was when Frank did his Blue Peter sort of stint at the Beating of the Russian Heart at Edinburgh Festival.
What I would like to do now is go around the group and ask them all their names.
I'm Маслова Елена.
Баринова Екатерина.
Витман Зоя.
Белозеров Евгений.
Сергей.
My name is Nikitina Ksenia.
Наталья Дальская.
There we are. So there's 1, 2, 3, 7 of them all together. It was a fantastic show, I must say. Thank you very much, all of you, because it was really, really great. And I'm ashamed. It's a shame that it's on radio, because it was very, very colourful and fantastic audience participation as well. Thank you very much, Kaliso, and well done. Give a big round of applause for yourselves. Well done. Hey.
Like many an unemployed performer. Children's television calls.
Oh, no way. It was brilliant.
Oh,
it really was.
You were listening to the Garden Sessions New Year special. Gardensessions.co.uk. Contact us at podcast@gardensessions.co.uk. Oh, so much yet to come. But Frank, what was your angle of the year?
My angle of the year was The Blacksmith by Planxty.
Don't you remember when you lay beside me and you said you'd marry me and not deny me? If I said I'd marry you, it was only for to try you. So bring your witness, love, and I'll not deny you. may he reward you well for the slighting of me. Her lips grew pale and wan, it made her poor heart to tremble, to think she loved a one, and he proved deceitful.
It starts off with a woman, and she's saying that she courted a blacksmith 9 months ago, and she fell completely in love with him. He was writing her letters, and he looked lovely because he was a blacksmith. You know,
he looked lovely looking. Because he was a blacksmith.
Well, with his hammer, you know, bent over a forge, you know, that kind of thing.
So my default, because he's a blacksmith, he looks lovely.
Yeah. Well, she thought he did.
Okay.
And you know, and she would be happy forever if she could be with him.
Right.
But then he disappears, and she's saying, you know, where's he gone?
And his good black billycock.
I
Explain.
hope you wouldn't pick up on the one thing I'm not sure about. I'm pretty sure it's a hat, but I'm going to have to put more research into billycock.
So we think a billycock is a hat.
Pretty sure it's a hat.
Pretty sure it's a hat.
You've heard it here on the Garden Sessions.
Seems
Dave is
that
pretty sure that a billycock is a hat.
But then she gets a letter. Some strange news comes to town, and that is that he's getting married. And she
Hold on. Were they a thing? Were they together?
They were together.
Right, and then he's gone and got married.
Now he's getting married.
He's just got married.
And she says, I wish them both much joy, though they can't hear me. But then,
hang on. He said that he'd marry her.
Yes.
And now he's gone off and married someone else. And she's saying God reward them.
Well, he says, no, it's not a reward, it's a smiting. The reward is ironic. She's actually saying, give him a good kicking.
My angle of the year, The Blacksmith by Planxty.
What a choice.
One. Yes, Dave. What was your feature of the year?
My feature of the year was the discovering of Witch 2, Tom's interview with Archie Fisher.
And one of your most well-loved songs is The Witch of the Westmore Land, famously recorded by the late great Stan Rogers in 1979, I believe. And
also recorded by Barbara Dixon.
That's true.
And she's actually going to be working it in her next tour as a live song.
Brilliant. Yeah. And so, I mean, it's got a very unusual story, that song. I was wondering what your inspiration for writing that song was.
Have you heard the sequel?
Is there a sequel?
There's Witch 2, yeah, there is. It kind of...
playing that tonight?
No, I won't be playing it tonight. It's just been recorded by a Californian bluegrass band of all. They heard me play it at the Stan Rogers Festival at Canto. It's very symbolic, and you almost have to hear the sequel to understand the whole balance of it. But basically, it came out of a legend that a painter told me about. In Windermere, at the very end of the lake, is a big rush bed, and deer used to swim across this rush bed. And when they came out of the water, the reeds were in their antlers, and the myth came about a female centaur that used to come out of the lake, but it was in fact probably roe deer stags with long strands of weed in their hair.
That's a fantastic song, and well, I'll better let you get away to do your sound check, and good luck for the concert tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us in the Garden Sessions, Archie Fisher.
Nice to meet you, Tom.
A man who has folks so much in his blood that it even comes out when he's telling stories. That was Tom's interview.
He keeps an
Archie
orchestra
Fisher,
in his pocket.
He
Yeah,
does.
my
That's
drama.
Sinister music in the background.
He was telling a sinister story about witches. There you go.
Sinister.
Music. Moving swiftly on, my song.
Your song of the year.
Yes, I'm packing my choices into the centre.
Yeah, we just had a choice from you. What's going on?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Hogging the choices.
I'm greedy at heart. That's the thing.
We'll get to hear ours later then when you're all done.
You will indeed.
You'll be crying.
What was your track of the year?
Do you really care even?
I do. I really do.
It's Awkward Annie, Kate Rusby.
I gave to you a hen, you gave it back again, without its eggs, my Annie. I gave to you a hen, you really didn't care, now it has no legs, my Annie. Oh Annie, let me in, I will fly, I will swim, I will die if you don't come near me. Oh no, don't you say so, you are my dear, my Annie. Oh Annie, let me in, I will fly, I will swim, I will die if you don't come near me.
What's she like? You're listening to the Garden Sessions. You can hear us at gardensessions.co.uk. If you click on the bit where you listen, it's all very straightforward and beautifully designed as well. You can also hear us at the Music Well, themusicwell.co.uk, which was formerly Radio Britfolk, and also on 98.8 FM in the Edinburgh area, Leaf FM.
And that was Dave's favourite song of the year as well.
Yeah,
Kate Rusby.
Yeah, that's a good choice. We also
Were you
have
put off by Frank stroking you?
Just slightly.
Steady. No, he's put off by the fact that he quite clearly hates everything.
But coming up, we have the outtakes reels.
Outtakes is someone. No, no one told me about this.
I'm a tad worried about the language.
Frank and I have been putting it together.
Might be a tad worried about the language in that particular section, but
it's all right. It's all beat.
I'm sure we'll manage it.
To bed.
Anyway, Jack, your angle.
my angle of the year.
Of the year, yeah.
It's intense.
And he's jumped up all out of the bed, and he's put his hat all on his head, for she had lost her maidenhead, and her mother she heard the din. Oh, then she has cursed the rainy night, cold, aily, windy night. Oh, then she has cursed the rainy night that she opened and she let him in. Oh.
And she sort of then takes him into her bed and sort of gets between the sheets and cuddles up to him and that kind of stuff.
And that kind of stuff. What kind of stuff?
What kind of stuff? A pop-up book taught me everything I need to borrow it sometime if you want.
It says at the end of the third chorus, and she opened and let him in. Oh,
she let him in.
Oh. I don't know if that's
let's not read too much into that.
Not already in the house.
Yes,
in the house, but maybe not in the O.
But let's not read too much into that.
Where? Wait, I haven't. I know that because these guys have been going on about a line.
End of the third verse
in this song, which has lots of innuendo in it.
And she
I've just never been
and
listening.
let him in. Oh.
But he's already in by that point.
He's already in the house.
He's between the sheets. Oh,
exactly.
goodness
Now,
gracious!
Maybe you need my pop-up book.
This is a family show.
Well, this is the thing.
Guys.
She's then really happy. She's blessing the rainy night. She's blessing the night that
We've all done it.
Opened and let him in.
Yes, my angle of the year. Martin Carthy singing their cold, haily, windy night.
There's an innuendo in there somewhere.
It's a family show. Come on. And talking of which, and talking of it being a family show, Frank, do you want to hear some outtakes?
I would love
some
to hear
outtakes of
some
2007.
Outtakes.
Us being silly.
Lay the outtakes.
On the show, as always, we've got the regular features: Dave Angle, Folky News, the official Garden Sessions Download chart. We are going to
Download chart.
Download chart. The Download chart. He needs to hear it.
Oh, you're coming up and now to the podcast.
Sex, alcohol, tobacco.
Absolutely, yes.
Those are the things in life that really matter.
So
anybody tells you any different, they're lying. Get the round the back and give them a good stiff kicking. That's no more than they deserve. But then, who gets out of life what they really deserve?
Yeah, well, I hear what you're saying.
Don't talk to me like that.
Yeah,
I didn't come on to your programme to listen to you.
So we fudge this brownie.
Let's roll this flapjack. Let's salt this porridge.
Polish this porpoise.
Polish this porpoise.
Dave, what do you
Polish
think?
this porpoise.
Frank.
Let's squelch this mattress for the journey. Our interest rates are lower than any other bank.
You're listening to the Garden Sessions. We're at the Festival Club here. I'm joined with Paul McKenna, who we played the song. You're not Paul McKenna?
No, I'm Rory. Fiddle player.
Oh, of course you are, it's it.
Nick Drake, 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 Nick Drake. That's Nick Druck.
Behold the field of megaliths. Behold the field. Behold the field of. Behold the field of megaliths. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Dave.
Are you still there? Dump.
Class. That was brilliant.
Dear.
Yes, we did some
we did some silly
It was a
things.
funny old year.
If only you had the outtakes that didn't go in the outtakes reel. They're the hilarious ones.
The ones you just can't play. Yeah. Well, you heard Alan Hunter in there. And my feature of the
Gordon
year...
Ramsay of the radio.
My feature of the year was Alan Hunter's featured artist slot, which was way back at the beginning of the year. Way before he was doing Christmas specials with us.
We've come a long way.
Indeed, it's been... What a year. What a year. Anyway, let's hear some of that. Alan Hunter's the featured artist.
It was another period of bereavement in my life when I wrote this song. But a girl just along the road from me that I didn't even know at the time, we became friends subsequently and still are friends, but I saw her putting this candle in the window night after night when I was going home from the pub. Saw her putting it there, and just something inside me told me this is a bereaved person, you know, it's a fellow traveller in sadness kind of thing, if that doesn't sound too much like pish.
There's a candle in the window down the road. There's the one who lights it very low. Is she crying? Does she weep for God knows who? Whiskey chase away the tears from her eyes now. Lend me another bottle and I'll pour another drum. Never a second thought on the kind of man I am. Whiskey chase away the tears before I'm gone. Should I laugh or should I cry or should I sing? There a man can't catch a word inside a ring. If you'll answer me, a tale to you I'll bring. With another glass, another song to sing. Whiskey chase away the tears before I'm gone. Be my friend, a woman's due to stay too long. I know damn fine the long hard journey home. Whiskey chase away the tears before I'm gone. Whiskey chase away the tears before I'm gone. Whiskey chase away the tears before I'm gone. Whiskey before I'm gone.
Alan Hunter. A living embodiment of good, wholesome folkiness. I'm sure you would agree.
He is a
And
love.
incidentally,
We recovered from the outtakes.
Alan's special features on the website, the tirades, as they're now known, are still available. And
Hebridean Island Discs of all of
a
us.
Christmas present to the listeners, of course. And Frank,
Yes, Silver.
you've got something in mind next, haven't you?
What's coming up now, listeners, is my moment of the year. Tuck in.
Second story. Tom's folk odyssey in his quest for folk domination of the world. I can confirm that my last show in the Bothy is approaching. The Garden Sessions, episode 42, released 25th September, will be my last broadcast from Scotland for 2 years. But it'll be a show to remember, as it'll also be our Knockangark special, covering the Hairth 2007. I'll be heading off, initially to New Zealand, and then onward around the globe, seeking out the best in new songwriting and traditional folk music from every corner of the planet, and sending back reports all the while, creating, over time, an anthology of folk for Garden Sessions listeners. And of course, when I go, my studio position will be filled by a voice already familiar to Garden Sessions listeners, the one and only Frank Burkitt.
For time constraint reasons, we're not going to play all of that music there.
Epic introduction to my reign.
It was quite.
The people have well forgotten the past king that was King Harland. They now follow a new king.
Talking of which, where have his reports been?
Exactly.
That is what an anthology of folk.
Maybe we're about to find out, because I believe he was spoken to earlier today.
I caught up with Tom. He was on the other side of the world, at the foot of a mountain, probably. Well, it's New Year, and I'm joined on the other side of the world via satellite by Tom Harland. Tom, long time no here.
Oh yeah, Jack, long time no here. But as Crosby, Stills and Nash said, it's been a long time coming.
Indeed.
And the reports will start flooding in. I've just been doing a lot of research in the Bog Irish Bar, which hosts various superb acts over here in New Zealand.
We've heard bits and bobs about this bog bar. Is it particularly Irish, and does it supply what the Oak supplied in Edinburgh?
It supplies a fine pint of Guinness, not quite up to the Oak standards, but it still provides a fine pint of Guinness. I'll say that it is an absolute myth, like the Loch Ness Monster, that Guinness is only good in Ireland. Let's quash that.
Right here and now.
That now it's good in Edinburgh. It's also good in Christchurch in New Zealand. However, this hosts some quite good music, and so I've just been trying to get some of that recorded. I've had some technical glitches over here, which I'm currently ironing out.
How was your New Year?
Oh, it was fantastic. I was just passing it by at the bottom of Mount Cook, like this superb, the highest mountain in New Zealand, massive snowy mountain that pokes up through the clouds, just looking out over this turquoise blue loch. Amazing stuff.
So a countryside New Year for you.
Oh yeah, countryside New Year.
Alas, the Garden Sessions budget didn't stretch to that for us. So we can expect more reports from you in the coming year.
Oh, I hope so, yeah. There'll be plenty flooding in.
A little birdie tells me that you may even be back sometime in February for a very brief visit.
A brief, fleeting visit to Scotland in February, perhaps, yeah, and so maybe I'll be able to drop in on one of the Garden Sessions as a special thing then, and take my rightful place back from Frank and the Folk in News, or back from Silver, or back from whoever it is that's replaced me now.
Well, we hope to hear some reports before then, obviously, and keep us up to date what's going on. Tom, a very happy New Year to you.
The same to all the Boffy Collective and to the Garden Sessions and yourself, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Tom.
Happy New Year, but you'll never, ever, ever take back your rightful place. The people have forgotten you, Tom.
The past King Harland.
If you'd kept up the reports, then maybe they'd have kept a place in their hearts.
He's just been taking advantage of his right to roam.
No, right, let's leave it to rest. We've had enough, Tom bashing.
Taking advantage.
No, Silver, leave him alone.
Of his right to roam.
Leave him alone. Let's get on with it.
Well, it's my song of the year now, and we are talking one hell of a song.
We are, Frank. It's a good one.
Back of the Moon, Ship in a Ball.
As the sparks leapt from the grate and the flames rose higher, it was hard for me to tell him it was time for me to leave. He said I didn't go see the world, I thought that it would come to me. Pointing to the mantelpiece, he said, take that if you wish. A dirty whiskey jar
contained a wooden ship. Your grandfather drained that bottle, and I put it to good use. Now it ties me to my yesterdays. I'd be better off to lose. No use fighting when the wind's against the tide. Ship your oars, stow your sails. Just enjoy the ride of your life, or throw yourself on the mercy of the sea. Whatever you do, son, don't waste your time like back in 33, just a young boy at the time. Back when the matchstick masts appeared to tower above the Clyde. Leaving school, real ships he built carried men and goods afar to America and India, and in the 40s to the war. His country didn't want him as his mates fell through war-torn skies. The rest they joined the convoys, still he was too young to die. Now he can't even find his glasses, his hands shake too much, he knows, to break the bottle for himself and to let the memories go. No use fighting when the wind's against the tide. Ship your oars, stow your sails. Just enjoy the ride of your life, or throw yourself on the mercy of the sea. Whatever you do, son, don't waste your time like me. Gather dust while shipyards closed, their gates are locked, the chains begin to rust. He was tied down to his memories, forever in their debt. But I'll sail through clear blue waters and a life with no regrets. No use fighting when the wind's against the tide. Ship your oars, stow your sails. Just enjoy the ride of your life. Throw yourself on the mercy of the sea. Whatever you do, son, don't waste your time like
That was my song of 2007.
Good choice, Frank.
Back in the
choice.
Ship in a bottle. Dave, it is the moment we have been waiting for. I've not really been that bothered.
You've been very good. You haven't been pestering me or anything like that.
We don't really care.
I want to mention first of all, though, because we haven't said much about it, the listener's choice is coming up.
Yes,
we'll
it is.
find out what your song of 2007
Yes, what will that be? That is the most important of the whole show, though, I think.
Your new year.
There is no question that is
second
the most important
only
of the
in
show.
importance, of course, my angle of the year.
Second? I don't think so.
What is your angle of the year, Dave?
Most important.
What is it? Come on.
Listener's choice is most important.
We're going to get a suspense.
We're going to get a clue. My angle of the year is
We're gonna
Lady
get
of
the name.
Carlisle, Pentangle.
And when she saw her love coming, see no harm to him was done. She laid her head all upon his bosom, saying, "Here's the prize that you have won."
She's really, really, really beautiful, and she's sort of sought after by all the men of Carlisle. But she's determined to remain a
all I
lady,
know of Carlisle is border television.
Yeah. There's a greasy Italian restaurant behind a bingo hall as well.
I'm sure it's a lovely place.
I'm sure there's many bonny lasses.
We don't want letters of complaint from Carlisle.
They come to the Lion's Den.
Is that like a sort of brothel or something? A swingers club?
No, it's actually a Lion's Den.
A pub.
Oh, right.
I don't know why there's lions. I don't know why there's lions in
Den.
Carlisle. I reckon.
Yeah.
They're at Safari Park.
Well, I suppose the Romans.
They're at Safari Park in Carlisle.
There would have been, maybe
There's
a
not a
Roman
safari
gaming
park in
at one
Carlisle.
point.
There certainly wouldn't have been
There's one at
back
Blair
then.
Drummond.
And then after about half an hour, she gets up and she says, "So I've got this fan. It's keeps me
Right.
cool. It's really important. I need to keep a hold of this fan."
Well, it's
She needs
hot
a
in
fan.
Carlisle.
Oh, whoops! I've just thrown it into the
Maybe
lion's
where
den.
lions are. It was
She just what?
She's thrown it into the lion's den.
That was a bit
deliberately.
stupid.
She throws it in.
Why would you do that?
Deliberately?
Now she's going to be boiling.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's gonna be
Look, she's in
Carlisle heat.
She's in Carlisle after yes. But what she says
Sweating
is,
buckets.
she says to both the guys, "Go down into the lion's den, get my fan.
What?
Whichever
No.
one comes back
No.
gets to be my
Tom
husband."
is really not looking very pleased with it.
I'm outraged. She expects these two poor guys to go into a den full of lions to get a fan.
I'll buy you another one, but I'm not going in for that one.
I'll make you one out of strong, durable
It's got
card.
sentimental value.
Shouldn't have thrown it in the den.
Carlisle must have a fan retail outlet.
Well, it's a hot place.
It's got a safari park.
Who gets all the morals?
No, Silver's never heard of
I
Shaft.
have no idea what they're talking
Who's
about.
the guy who gets all the morals?
Oh, the
Yes.
guy.
It's a
Why-
witty reference to the Shaft.
Why did we pick the one person in the room who doesn't know anything?
for our own enjoyment, Jack? For our own enjoyment.
Silver, what was your moment of the year?
My moment of the year was Tim Thomas's interview.
Yes.
And Tim Thomas, the man who embodies all that is good about festival.
We're joined again on the garden sessions by Timothy Thomas. Great to have you here again. How have you been enjoying the festival so far, Tim?
As usual, my friend, as you know. Lots of sweet music. You've been a singing. Angles is here. And I met Frank, who blew me away last night. Magic, as usual, man. Pure magic.
But you're working at the festival this time. What's your role?
I'm the pig. I'm supposed to bust you if you don't have a... Hang on, I can... Hi, this is Tim. I think we got 3 dodgy f***s here. They don't seem to have wristbands. What should I do?
We're press.
We're press. We've all got our wristbands. It's all above
people
board.
claiming to be press on site, but they don't have wristbands. What am I supposed to do about that?
Yeah, no response.
No response. I think we're laughing. So,
Well, you guys can stay then.
so Tim, will you be joining us in the Acoustic Village later on for some songs?
I'd rather die than miss it, old boy.
Oh, guardian angel of Knockgardic, Tim Thomas. What a legend. We hope you're well,
Indeed.
Tim. Happy New Year to you if you're
Good
listening.
moment, Silver. And Happy New Year, Tim.
moment.
And to everyone who's listening, obviously.
Well,
I would assume.
obviously, we don't want to be... Oh, does that mean it's officially now the end of 2007?
I think the 2007 is well and truly behind us.
It is. It is well and
Very
truly
much
behind.
But can I say, what a year! That was.
Been-
Did we mention that already?
I think we
It
maybe
has been
did,
quite a year.
but it really has been quite a year, and I think we've learned that from all that stuff, though.
I
But,
hope they made a lot of wine.
There's one
this
thing that
but
could
we
top
need
this year
we
off.
need a drum roll though from Frank. Give us a drum roll. That's very loud. Dave.
The listener's choice winner, 2007. And I can say it was a very close race between 3 tunes, but the listener's choice that you chose is the Lucy Pringle Trio, The King's Shilling.
Thank you, Frank. What a choice, though. It's been number 1 for ages as well.
Yes.
It really has gone to the hearts of the Garden Sessions listeners. And we shall play out with that.
We shall.
From our special New Year's special. It's been brilliant. We'll be back again in 2 weeks with all the usual features, which, Frank, are...
Oh, Dave's Angle, the folky news will be back. Thank God, listeners. I'm as relieved as you are. And we'll have the official download chart. The first number 1 of 2007. Who will be number 1 of 2008,
Might
Dave.
be Lucy Pringle.
It could be.
Yeah, absolutely. But we look forward to that. Silver, you won't be here.
No, I won't.
But it's been lovely, lovely being joined by you.
Well, I've implemented some changes while I've been here.
The
Garden Sessions is now a tightly oiled
system in the office. It's got sticky...
Anyway,
none of the outtakes you heard earlier happen anymore.
A very happy new year to you from myself, Jack Foster, Frank Burkitt, Dave the Angles Gimble, and Chris Silver. Take it easy.
Happy New Year, all.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year again, why not?
Oh, my love has left me with bare knees twa, and that's the last of him I ever saw. He's Jinny hair me and he's merched awa. He took the shilling, and he's merched awa. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannons roar, tag the King's shilling, and we're off to war. Oh, we look sae proud and sae gallant then, wi' his kilt and sporran and his musket gun, and the ladies kissed them as they marched awa. They sailed awa, boys, they sailed awa, boys, by the broomy law. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannons roar, tag the King's shilling, and we're off to war. The pipes they played as they marched along, and the men they sang a battle song. March on, cried our captain gay, and for king and country, for king and country, we will fight this day. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannons roar, tag the King's shilling, and we're off to war. The battle heckled to the Sundal guns, and bayonets flashed in the morning sun. The drums did beat and the cannons roared, and the shilling didn't seem much worth naming. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannons roar, tag the King's shilling, and we're off to war. Some lost the battle and their bodies fell, cut down by bayonets and by musket ball, and many these brave young men would never fight for their king again. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannons roar, tag the King's shilling, and we're off to war. Oh, my love has left me with bare